Hello, all my lovelies. How is everyone doing today? I am so glad that you guys got to make it to today's live. I'm so glad to see all the regulars who usually join in and watch my lives. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Well, we've got quite a mess to speak about, don't we, my friends? I've been trying hard to keep it together. I'm trying hard to not laugh my way through this entire mess that we saw in Jamaica. I mean, whoever knew that ball gowns and chain link fences, as another one of my Twitter followers had mentioned, who knew that ball gowns and chain link fences were the go to look for 2024? My friends, I am so glad you guys could make it today. I decided to set this live a little bit later because sometimes some of the Australia listeners want to join in, and I know usually it's too early in the morning on their time when I usually do it. So hopefully you guys could catch this one, and maybe the usual people who watch it in the morning can catch it on the replay. Sometimes we got to compromise. But guys, Lady Firebrand says, "Morning, MeghansMole. I am at work, so I have to restrain myself from ranting." I totally get what you mean. So let me do the ranting for you, my dear. The mop. Some people call it a mop. Some people call it a weather balloon. I mean, I just call it a damn mess. It was just ridiculous looking, just overdressed. And I feel like that was the dress. I mean, the bottom half of the dress looked like maybe she was supposed to wear it to the Travolta aviation event night. I mean, look at this. Isn't this royalty, my friends? Walking behind a bunch of tents and and a chain link fence. Okay, let me keep it together. Before I get into that story, my friends, I wanted to share this with you real quick because I knew about this issue that's been going on with Meghan and Harry's greasy little photographer, who we shall call him by his initials KL. I don't want to mention his name because I feel like when you mention his name, it's like his ears start burning and he runs to like see who's talking about him. So I had when KL had published his recent photos of Harry at the Aviation Awards, I quickly noticed, because I'm one of those people that I always want to see who's taking the photo, who gets the credit. So I quickly noticed that Senor Greasy Weasel KL was the photographer. So I quickly put Martha says it's like calling the devil. Exactly. So I quickly alerted everyone, especially YouTubers, please don't use his photos in your YouTube videos. You will quickly get a copyright strike on your channel. And I had known this because there were some YouTubers who this had happened to, and they didn't want anyone to know because it was stressful. And if you let news like this out, it's like the Sussex Squad instantly, Joyce, and they're happy about it. And I'm never the type of person to take joy in someone's misery. I think if you do, then that bad luck comes back to you 10 times worse. So basically, these YouTubers kept it quiet. I knew what was going on. I know exactly who they are, and I'm not going to mention their name out of respect for them. And what had happened is that after the photos, Carl had, damn it, damn, guys, I gotta burn the sage quickly. I gotta burn the sage so the greasy weasel doesn't think I said that his name. So when those photos were published, I let everyone know, don't use the photos. You will get a copyright strike on your channel. And actually, just like it was wild, he sent me a DM, and I want to show this to you guys because I had posted it and shared it on my community tab on YouTube. And I got a lot of things saying, oh, it's fake. You made that up. But let me just show my profile here. Where did I put it? I just got to see which page I have it opened in. Here we go. So right here, I don't know if you guys can see this. Can you see this right here in the corner? Carl sent me a message Saturday at 11:22 in the morning saying, you're more than welcome to use my photo of Prince Harry walking into the Living Legends Aviations Awards. Just Venmo me $100 per photo, and you can use the photo as many times as you want for 1 year license across your social, which he means across your social media platform. And I sent him a laughing emoji. But being the smartass that I am, I sent back a message saying, thanks, but no thanks, Carl. Damn, times must be hard financially for Harry and Meghan. Ask Meghan if she would sit down for an interview with me. It would help change the public's perception of her and what's her price. Oh, goodness. But yes, number one, I understand. I don't put anything against Carl, that person, the greasy weasel trying to make any type of money or anything. That's life. People are trying to make money. It's all good. I understand. The issue that I have here is I wouldn't put it past him for 1 second, just thinking, using my common sense and my brains and whatever brain cells I have left up there. I'm just saying, I would think that the greasy weasel is the type of person that, okay, I'll pay you the $100 for your photos. You'll allow me to use those photos for 1 year. But once it hits the midnight mark of that 1 year licensure that you've given to me and it's over, you will instantly copyright strike every single video that I have stuck those photos in. That's just what I think. That's what I think he would do. So I was just like, no, thank you. And he has only gone after like YouTubers who use his photos. He copyright strikes them. And then he says, well, I'll take off the copyright strike if you pay me. I mean, that's a very stressful thing for a YouTuber to have to deal with. I don't like dealing with slimy people like that. And I think that he's trying to sell the photos online. Like I said, make your money however you want, but don't be a snake like that and go and strike people's channels and start demanding money to take the strikes down. Like, that's why I call you a greasy weasel, because that is exactly what a greasy weasel would do. You guys are saying extortion, blackmail, a real sleazeball. Yeah. Have you noticed that the kind of people Harry and Meghan attract are greasy, are weasels, are scammers, are just gross people, just the bottom of the barrel type of people. Tosspot. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, this is what I said, Kelly. I said, no, I keep missing the thing. Kathy says, what's Meghan's cut? Exactly. Maybe 25%. Who knows? You know, she would take the bigger cut of it. So this guy has been going around and doing this. This is the same guy that tried to set up a Montecito tour after there was backlash over Andy and Steph just speaking about having to plan something like that. Just having the idea and just kicking around the idea. Remember the big hullabaloo that they made about it? It was nuts. It was absolutely wild. But I wanted to share that with you guys just so you could see that, number one, I don't have the time to make up bullshit. Like, I think a lot of you guys know that. But number two, like, this is the type of people that Harry and Meghan surround themselves with. And I always say water seeks its own level, always, always. So should we get to the mess that just happened down in Ganja Town? Like the absolute mess that happened in Ganja Town? Jacqueline, see, I agree. When I saw the greasy weasel and Mr. Markle, my heart just sank because Mr. Markle, you can see he's he's a very kind-hearted person. He's just a person that wanted to see his daughter, and that greasy weasel just looked like he was always bored with him. He didn't want to be there. And God, I couldn't get over how greasy his hair looked. My goodness. I hope he's not listening to this, but if you are listening to this, Mr. Grease Weasel, please get some good shampoo for that. Ask your spouse to recommend you something good, or maybe just use different hair product, because your head shouldn't look like you just stuck it in a vat of oil and you can make a whole batch of French fries in it. It looks wild. I mean, really, it's bleh. Ew. Okay, enough talk about the weasel man. Let me move on. Let's talk about Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Flossie Lore, you are totally right. It is insulting to weasels. My apologies to weasels everywhere. Ugh, just gross. We should talk about what we really wanted to discuss here, my friends. So Tweedledee and Tweedledum showed up in dun, 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 Jamaica, friends. Jamaica. Yeah, they popped up in Jamaica because Jeff Bezos was having his 60th birthday party. And let's be honest, they weren't invited. And maybe, in my opinion, Meghan was recovering from some sort of recent cosmetic procedure or something that was done because, well, she had all the telltale signs of having recent work done. And I think I mentioned this earlier. I don't know if a lot of you caught the live I was on with Paula M earlier on her channel, but I spoke about this where if you compare her old face that we saw right before and after with her showing up, I've put lines here. And women who have gotten any kind of lip work done, any kind of injections or fillers, you can tell. Now, with that being said, I don't think that there obviously no children were sick and Meghan was taking care of any children. I don't believe that. I think that she was snubbed by the Aviation Awards. She couldn't get her demands and what she wanted. And instead, she went down to Jamaica to go and party down there, to go and drink up, to get some more work done. Because you looked like this not too long ago. I know that the Sussex squad want to claim that we photoshopped this, but we didn't. This was what Megs looked like just a month ago. And now like this. I'm sorry for hurting you guys and making some of you guys vomit with this close-up of her face, but it just shows how much work she has actually had done. Now, I don't understand what's the point of taking all that Ozempic if you're just going to inject your face to give it volume and make it look puffy. Of course, there were no children that she was taking care of. What's with the brows? I think her and Omid Scobie must be getting like a 2-for-1 deal because he's got almost the same brows as her. Let's be honest. Her face was very long and horsey-like, and now with the injections and the temples, her face is starting to look it's more square, more angular. I think she's doing too much. Please do her pics year to year so we can see the many faces. Oh my goodness. Are you sure you'd want something like that in a video? I think y'all be puking by the end of it. Damn, all of a sudden I want to go and visit Old MacDonald's farm. Anyways. But what do you guys think? It's absolutely crazy to me, but it just tells you guys, you know what this tells you? That nobody in Hollywood wants to deal with her. She's not invited to any parties anywhere. She's not invited to any galas. She's not invited to any events, nothing. And this was the person who they were claiming had tons of tons of deals and they were so busy and things lined up for them. They had nothing. Nothing. You're trying to tell me your child was sick on Sunday, you couldn't be with your husband to support him, and in just seeing that, I don't think Harry and Meghan are together, really, because besides this, Harry didn't look like he could stand being around Meghan. There's a couple of photos, and I wanna find it, where Harry's just standing there, and Meghan's got her hand on his chest, but he's got his hands in his pockets and he's leaning back from her. I'm trying to see while I'm talking to you guys if I can find this photo, but here's one example that you guys can see. He just looks like he wants nothing to do with her at all. Let me make this bigger for you guys here. Do you see his face? Hand in his pocket. She's constantly grabbing onto his hand and everything. I have another photo where they're standing in a group. You guys saw that, right? He looks like he wants nothing to do with her. And you know what, dude? That's your own fault because people in your family warned you. Prince Philip warned him. Look at him here. He can't stand her. Oh, look, and the vein is starting to pop out on Megsy's face right here. You can see it. The vein is starting to make an appearance. The mask is slipping because she is not the center of attention. And the prince, the blood-born prince, is walking behind her. This is what he's been reduced now to being the sideshow. The only reason they're getting any attention is because he's here. This is terrible. What has he done to himself? He has honestly just ruined everything. They don't even look like they enjoy being with each other. Meghan used to make the googly eyes to him. Look at this. She looks like she can't even stand touching him. Who poses like that with their spouse? Please, friends, married couples in here, do you pose like this with your spouse when you're at an event? Have a good night. Let's go. I hope you can watch this on the replay later. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. There's 806 of you here watching. But really, like, nobody poses like this anymore. And look, she's got her little dinky pinky ring on. Remember, I think it was in yesterday's stream, I showed you the massive honker Lauren Sanchez was wearing on her pinky finger. That diamond was the size of my eyeball. It was crazy. This guy looks irritated. He looks like he has to be on substances just to tolerate being around her. It's like they're trying to talk to people. Can you imagine? I would just get so annoyed by this. You're standing in a group and you're talking to people and she's constantly grabbing onto him. She needs to hold him. She can't let him go. She's constantly holding him. Look at people's faces. When you look at people's faces, they don't really care. They're not happy. They're not excited. And then when you look at the faces of people who attend William and Catherine's events, everyone is happy to be there. Jazzcan says, if you do the green line test, they fail. They're definitely done. Yeah. Rivellino's green line test. I always do his green line test with everyone. It's like I can't even people watch anymore without doing the green line test on couples that walk by, just to see if I could pick up little clues about them. Yeah, I don't believe this couple is together, to be honest. I really don't. They just look so awkward together. He just looks like he doesn't want to be in her presence. Now, the thing is that Harry maybe still has a little bit of pull still. But what does Meghan Markle bring to the table? Let's be honest here. What has Meghan Markle done since she's married Harry to elevate herself, to make herself appear like, or to seem like to make it seem like she is doing something? I almost feel like, I feel like Meghan just, she can't handle, she cannot handle, um, not being the center of attention. And Lady Firebrand, thank you so much. You say it's been a horrible week, so thank you for the live. I hope your week gets better, my dear. I know that I saw another one here. I think it was Melina who said that she's in bed with an ulcer. So to anyone who's not feeling well, I hope this live brings a little bit of laughter to your day and makes you feel a bit better. But look at this. Like, we are, they're standing around in a circle and they're talking, and Megan's got to be right in the middle of the group. She has her back to Paramount CEO, the wife here. It reminds me of that. I had put up a video not too long ago on Twitter with Meghan turning her back on the queen. And this is the same thing here. The thing is that Meghan doesn't understand, if you're trying to get a deal or trying to schmooze with, like, say, the CEO of a company, you want to get in the good graces of the wife always, because at the end of the day, the wife is going to have a bit of a say if you get the ins or not. And who behaves like this? Who sticks themselves in the middle of a circle in a social setting? And she's holding Harry's back. It's like Harry is talking to the CEO's wife, and it's almost like Meghan stepped in the middle to cut her out of the circle to get his attention and hold his hand. Karen Lester says, never turn your back to a powerful man's wife. I've always been taught that you don't turn your back towards anyone who's older than you, or that you're supposed to just be respectful. You don't turn your back towards people. And she literally, there, I think there's a video floating around where when Meghan does cut her off of the circle, the wife here just turns around, just walks away. So it's very, very immature, high schoolish behavior. Deborah, yeah, I had posted a video where she turns her back on the queen also. It was at Ascot. She always puts herself in the middle. Yes, she does. Now, how many of you think that the skirt Meghan Markle was wearing was maybe the skirt that she was supposed to wear while dancing, or if she could have pulled off having a dance with John Travolta? What do you think? I honestly believe that skirt that she was wearing was supposed to be maybe the bottom half of her outfit, and I'm thinking that the top was supposed to be like an off the shoulder crisscross top that looked like the top of Diana's dress. That's what I think. I think she was going to wear that ball gown and like a crisscross off the shoulder top, basically like the one that she wore in white at Invictus. But since she didn't show up because she didn't get her demands, she decided to wear it to a movie premiere, which she looked absolutely ridiculous in. Tracy Julian, you says, how do you come to these? At the end of the day, I feel like I've followed Harry and Meghan's story for so long that you got to think like a narcissist. And we've seen Meghan dress up like Diana before, and I feel like she would have used that opportunity to do the same thing so she could draw parallels. It would make the front page of every single news, and we would see it on replay for the next 2 months all over social media about how Meghan had, like right now, all over social media, the headlines are Meghan's Disney princess fashion moment. Are you kidding? Disney princess? The girl looked better, like she looked like SpongeBob SquarePants in a ball gown. She really looked like SpongeBob SquarePants in a ball gown. And look at this photo where she's got her hand on Harry and he's trying to converse with people and she's got her back turned to them and he's got his hands in his pockets. There's no reciprocation here. He is not into her at all. Because before she used to at least like have her pelvis closer, he wants nothing to do with this broad. That's what I think. He cannot stand the sight of her. She's trying to take attention from him. She's always, it's like she's so needy for attention. She is no Disney princess, but she is Walmart Wallace. You know, I got to give it to Walmart Wallace, though. Walmart Wallace had a gorgeous, like, she knew how to dress nice for her figure. She knew how to wear the proper clothes for herself. I don't understand what is Meghan's obsession with wearing clothing that makes her look more square. Why accentuate your boxiness? Why accentuate the fact that your figure is up and down? Like right here. She's got a wide back. Meghan Markle has broad shoulders, a broad back. So wearing a thin spaghetti strap top, this looks like something I'd be wearing around, like I'm wearing around my house. This is like a top that I'd be wearing around during the summer while running errands, not to an event of this nature and with a ball gown. And of course, hands on him and his hands in his pockets. I think it is so disrespectful when you're speaking to someone for you to be standing with your hands in your pockets. Am I the only one here, my friends? The things that annoy me to the world is speaking to people who have their hands in their pockets. I think it is so disrespectful. And Harry never used to be that disrespectful. It's like he's almost given up because when he was still a member of the royal family before they ran off to Canada to live their so-called private lives, he actually still had a little bit of decorum. He still knew how to present himself in public. He was still somewhat respectful. This looks like a broken man, Susan, this is a broken man. This is someone who doesn't think much of himself anymore. This is a man who is really a shell of himself, who is constantly walking on eggshells because he doesn't know if he reacts a certain way or behaves a certain way, he might get, who knows, back in the chicken coop. A lot of you say that Harry was high as a kite. And I made this point on my Twitter account. And I want to bring this up here because Harry is in bad shape, in my opinion. He is in bad shape, and I feel like he doesn't want to admit it to the world. He doesn't want to admit that he is a major screw up, and we already know all this. But let's be honest. The last time I saw Harry, this is Harry last night. Look at his face. The last time I've seen Harry in this bad of shape was when he was stumbling out of nightclubs when he was younger. Remember that? Remember when he'd be chasing after the paparazzi? Look at this guy. Oops, I stopped sharing it. Let me share it with you guys. This guy looks like a complete mess. I have not seen him like this since those days when he was stumbling out of nightclubs. I mean, just look at him here with Doria and Meghan. Look at this face. Jesus, right? Let me show you another one. Look at this. This was when they were on tour in Australia. He was right out of it that day. Look at this. Completely trashed. Now, these aren't things that I'm making up, but these are two individuals who are still listed on the royal family website and still listed as working members. These are two people who still allegedly, if anyone doesn't know anything about the royal family, would think Harry and Meghan are still representing the royal family. I mean, look at him here. Ding dong, anyone home? Hello? Knock, knock, Harry. It's like the lights are on, but no one's in there. He looks absolutely ridiculous. And what looks even more ridiculous is while his wife has on a pair of, I think it's like $3,000 earrings, he's wearing the little crappy necklace that Chelsea broke when William pushed him into the dog bowl, the necklace that Chelsea gave him. He's wearing his ex-girlfriend's necklace on a piece of string, on a piece of garbage string, while his wife is walking around in $3,000 plate-like earrings. I was about to call them areola nipple earrings because really they look like areolas. They really do look like areolas. I just $3,000 areola earrings, a really ugly ball gown. You look unwashed. I feel like I can smell you through here. No, people are saying that Meghan is wearing her engagement ring. That's not Meghan's engagement ring. I think she's wearing a different ring, but that's not her engagement ring. Not at all. But she is wearing Trevor's Cartier bracelet, though. That never leaves her wrist. Those earrings, yes, Karen, you're right. Those earrings remind me of like one of those vendors that would just come up to you on the beach in Mexico or something and would just sell you their wares. It just looks like pounded out metal, but I think it's pounded out gold, which is the cost. But Megan's the type of person where she spends ridiculous amounts of money on things and it looks like garbage on her. It looks terrible. I honestly like Harry, I've always said when you marry someone who is going to help you elevate in life. You're going to marry someone who helps you be the best version of yourself. And instead, Meghan Markle has brought out every single shitty insecurity and shitty version of Harry. Actually, you know what? Scratch that, guys. We should be thanking Meghan Markle for showing the entire world who Harry really is behind that palace manufactured PR that we've always seen. That he really truly isn't the playboy fun prince, but he's really a druggy weasel who is two-faced, who hates his brother, who wants to have his brother's life despite him being an emotionally stunted idiot who probably can't even tie his shoelaces or wipe his own bum. He thinks he deserves to be on the same level as William without doing the hard work of William. And that's what Meghan Markle thinks also. Because let's be honest here. It's been what? 6 years since Meghan and Harry have gotten together. And what has Meghan really achieved in these years? In the 6 years that she has been with Harry, what have they done to elevate themselves? Absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. It's like they want to be seen as these global leaders without doing the work. They want to just attach themselves to other people's work and get all the accolades. I mean, look, they've gone to this movie premiere now. Apparently, you had a sick child at home. And now all of a sudden on a Wednesday night, which is a school night for your child, preschool day, you fly all the way to Jamaica and you can party out there. Now, there are stories that Meghan was out in Jamaica since before. And I believe that myself. There was a blind running around, and let me see if I can pull it up here for you guys. You guys know that I love to show you guys what I have in front of me. But the great girls over at the Saint Meghan Markle Reddit blog have posted them up, and someone from Tumblr had posted this. So they shared it through them. And here, let me show you now that I have the photo here in front of me. So can you guys see this here? So it says, I've asked, was Meghan already in Jamaica with Marcus Anderson? I believe the sick kid was an excuse. That was just an excuse, because someone had wrote in saying, as someone who has been in Jamaica for over a week, and as someone with high connections in the country and lucky to be visiting high-end places here, Meghan has been here since before Friday, and the story about a child or children being unwell is bogus, as she has been spotted partying, drinking excessively, and is enjoying herself without her husband or her children. But she does have an older guy with her, and she couldn't get enough of him at a restaurant on Sunday where I saw her again. I'm very certain that she is divorcing him, and she has no intention whatsoever in keeping the children either. I am not sure who the guy was, but he looked in his 40s and 50s, if not older. She is using the movie premiere as a way to get away with this man undercover, it seems. What do you guys think? Now, someone had posted this video, and I was saying that it's Marcus, that they were like Marcus Anderson, but I think that later on when I looked at it more, it's Marcus, the Getty photographer who was taking photos. Marcus. Where's Marcus? Let's hear that. Where's Marcus? Yes. Marcus. Where's Marcus? Yeah, enough of that. But yeah, some people, I don't know what the story is behind that. I'm sure we'll get more details about it later. Flower Garden is asking, why does she keep dusting off her skirt and him his jacket? Now, my opinion here is that maybe they had some powder residue falling out of their noses, and since they're wearing the dark clothes, you don't want the white residue to show, so you constantly have to wipe off the residue of the snow that is falling out of your schnoozles. That's what I think. That's honestly what I think. But guys, look, like Harry looks really stressed when he's with Meghan. He doesn't enjoy being around her. He just seems like he's having more fun when she is not around. I mean, I want to bring it back to this photo real quickly. I mean, look at this. He is laughing and talking with people. They're all conversing, and then she's just shoved herself in the middle because she needs to be, maybe Meghan didn't like Harry smiling and laughing with Paramount CEO wife Tracy. I think that's what it could have been. Maybe she got jealous. Harry's laughing with Tracy, this dark-skinned woman. I have to go get some more bronzer and apply more bronzer to myself so next time he doesn't laugh with anyone except for me. I honestly believe that Meghan got jealous. I think she really got jealous in this moment, which is why she pulled this move, and she called it POV calls it bouge. Tracy is gorgeous. There's a beautiful photo that I have of them here. Let me see if I can pull it up. There was a really nice photo. Here we go. Let me pull it up. And she is stunning. But the one thing that I did notice, guys, do you notice the body language here? Like, these two wanted nothing to do with these two. Nothing at all. Just look at Tracy. She is holding her arm close to her body while Meghan has her hand on her. Just the body language, you can tell she's so uncomfortable. She is not enjoying it one bit. And Tracy is gorgeous. She is beautiful. And all I can see in this photo is Meghan's bronzer and then the big white streak on her head here. That's all I see. God damn, look at how out of it Harry's eyes are, guys. Now that I've. Bleh, terrible. Si terrible. Yikes. But you guys, with this photo posted up, I got to share something else with you that I saw. Okay. I was cruising along NT's site, reading all of, the usual gossip that he posts up. And I love NT. I totally love reading his website, but there was something interesting that he shared here. And let me share it with you guys here. Can you guys see this? Here, let me read it to you. And it says, well, that is not a look I was expecting. The illiterate one and her ginger haired husband taking yet another Caribbean vacation to try and save their marriage. Wait, did they actually pose? Smiling while directly next to the CEO best friend of the Nickelodeon Predator producer? Wah, wah, wah. The same producer who, despite his best friend being in charge, can't even get back in the door of the studio. But hey, it was a red carpet, so that's all they cared about. Do you guys know who this Predator producer is that Auntie is speaking about and referring to? They're speaking about Dan Schneider. If you guys look up Dan Schneider, he's got a very, very sordid history and allegations against him of some very foul things he's done. He produced some shows like Nickelodeon's Zoe 101, like the children's shows. And yeah, I don't want to speak too much about it here because it's disgusting. But if you have the time, Google the name and you will be absolutely disgusted. Now, my issue is that this is the issue that Harry has. He's got no one on his team to vet the people that they are going to be around. Look at it so far. So far, Harry and Meghan have hired bodyguards that have sketchy history with DV, where they have history and probation records because they have been in jail for driving under the influence. That bodyguard that they hired, who used to work for Michael Jackson, has a couple of DUIs and some domestic charges. So does another bodyguard that they hired. He was a tall black man who worked for the Met Police. He had a severe DV charge against him. Harry poses with a fake, fraudulent, phony prince, Prince Mario Max. And now he's posing next to Paramount, who the CEO of Paramount is friends, allegedly, with Dan Schneider. And I am the type of person where I say birds of a feather flock together. And if you're going to be friends with that type of person, I truly believe that you might dabble in that kind of degenerate, disgusting behavior also. And I feel like Meghan is just so desperate to want to become something without actually doing the hard work. She just wants to be given the title of a producer being without being an actual, like, starting from the bottom and learning the ropes and working her way up. I feel like at this point, she doesn't care who she's seen around with. She just wants to somehow get into the top, and she'll do anything at this point, but that's gross. And I'm just like, this is just my little brain working, but you think that I almost feel like Netflix is done with Harry and Meghan, because why would you go and pose next to the CEO of Paramount, who is one of Netflix's um what's the word that I'm looking for? I said it earlier. They're their biggest competitor. Their biggest competitors. What does this tell you say about you as a business person? You couldn't put out enough content for Netflix because, I don't know, you were too lazy, you were bored, you couldn't come up with anything because you're too dumb, you have no ideas, your ideas are plagiarized, they're too stupid. Who knows? You're just not talented. I don't know what the problem is. They threw tons, like millions of dollars at you and you couldn't even produce anything, but yet everyone's supposed to believe that you're going to start working with another company like, say, Paramount. I don't believe it, but I do believe this is Harry and Meghan's way of giving Netflix the big middle finger to Netflix by posing with the CEO of Paramount. And that just speaks about you as a person. You just go around burning bridges. You just go around and whatever. It's not like have we ever seen Meghan Markle openly, publicly thank Netflix for the opportunities that they gave her? The podcast, the 6-hour wine-a-thon. Have we ever seen her thank Netflix for the opportunities? No. Have we ever seen Meghan show up to a Netflix event to support them? No, never. Lizzie B, thank you, my dear. She says, the importance of courtiers. Courtiers, yeah. I remember when these two dimwits first got together, the courtiers were saying that Harry and Meghan would come up with harebrained ideas and schemes and expect them to be implemented right away without any ideas of what it shall be in the long run. This really just shows that Harry and Meghan are not the type of people who you want to do business with. Is this how you're going to build a rapport with another company, the Paramount CEO? By number one, crashing his photo, shoving yourself into a photo with him and his wife and making it appear like you guys are somehow joined in some kind of business talks or something. But then this just makes him realize, like, oh, how would he feel if he was Netflix? You think those producers wouldn't be speaking to him? You think the CEO of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, isn't talking to this man? Like, really? I wouldn't want to deal with someone who spits in my face and turns around and goes and takes a photo with my competitor, with one of my biggest competitors. Are you crazy? They just show how immature, it just shows how childish she is. It's like she has to get back at everyone. And maybe this is their delusions and their plans that they come up with while they're busy, high out of their minds. Who knows? But when you're short, when you're stocky looking, when you're built like a square juice box, really, she's built like one of those Tetra juice boxes. Wearing a like, if Meghan Markle, if she didn't have, because she's lost so much weight, she's lost her boobs, right? But if she had boobs, like, they'd be sticking out. You I don't even know what to say here. It's a terrible look for someone who has a very square body and where she doesn't have a waist and she wants to accentuate a waist. She really looks like a juice box. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude or anything. And Jen, you are totally right. Jen says, when you see the beginning of the right video, the CEO took off as soon as he saw them approaching. Yeah. Grabbed the wife and she had to reach out and grab the arm of the husband because, yeah, I saw that. And it's like they were almost stuck to take the one photo and they turned around, didn't even speak to them. They just took off. And you see Meghan's mask slip. But guys, these two, like, it just tells you, you cannot get any work in the United States anymore. Nobody in the United States takes you seriously, that you now have to show up to a random premiere in Jamaica that you had to crash yourself. and wore a ridiculous gown too, right? I mean, Harry needs to run. He needs to run quick because, yeah, it's a sad, sad look for a man who used to be once loved by people. Meghan's neckline is too low. Well, that's what Meghan always does. Meghan's neckline is either always too low or the collar is wide open right to her non existent cleavage. It's the girl thinks that everything has to be hypersexualized. And I feel like it has to do with her being insecure. She feels like if I show more skin or show more of my chest, then maybe the men will be more interested in me. Who knows? Why does Meghan walk like that? It's fucking weird because she has a stick up her rear. That's why. Why else? Why else? But I think that these guys are really done in LA. Who wants to deal with them? Nobody. MW says Harry looks like an empty shell. Definitely. Poop in her pants. Definitely poop in the pants. Rachel Evans says 1,000 in the chat. Hit the like button. I have, and I always forget. You know what it is too, Rachel? I never mention like hit the like button or anything like other subscribers do. That's my issue too. I feel like because I always get annoyed when I watch YouTube videos and other content creators constantly hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the blah, blah, blah. It just if I get frustrated and annoyed listening to it, I must think that you guys must feel the same way if I do it all the time also. I just feel like I forget to say it a lot, so maybe that's on me too. Lee Artiste says a popsicle stick, in my opinion. You know what it is? I said it's like a bobblehead figurine. It's really like a bobblehead figurine. It's getting to that point. I feel like she wants another victim narrative to play. But you know what? I feel like, as Margarita Ramos said here, after insulting Travolta, definitely no red carpet in California. Yeah, I don't think I will ever, or we will ever see them walking any red carpets ever in the Americas ever. I mean, Meghan Markle had to go to, if you guys remember, she had to go to the Marriott in Indianapolis to get some attention. But then here, she didn't go to Jeff Bezos's party on Saturday, not to Harry's aviation awards on Sunday. I just don't understand why make up that lie about, oh, Meghan had to stay with the kids. Like, just don't even say anything. You sound stupid because now I think everyone knows that there was no sick child. You're just full of it. And guess what? You got some more work done. That's what. Miranda Bray is saying she's trying to be Catherine. I know she tries so hard, but she fails every single time because really you cannot compare the two. You really cannot compare to the two. I mean, look at this. While look, this is elegance. This is beauty. This is what Meghan was trying to go for, maybe. She was trying to emulate this, but you're doing it at a movie premiere, not the time or the place to be dressing like that. She doesn't get it. Charlotte, dear, it's okay that you're late. You can always catch it on the replay, but thank you for being here anyways. That's all that matters at the end. The fact that you can make a little bit of time and just join me here, that's all that means to me. So no need reason to apologize. Everyone's busy these days. But look at how beautiful Catherine looks. She looks incredible. And I hope you guys are still sending your well wishes her way. There was a report the other day, earlier today, that Catherine has received just tons and tons of cards and letters of well wishes. So you guys, I'm sure she's okay. She's in the best hands. The best thing we can do is not speculate, but just be positive. Because, like I said before, the power of positive thoughts is something, it's true. It's very true, and I believe it's very powerful in itself. And then you've got, yikes, walking on dirt onto what? 2x4s placed on so you can walk on 2x4s onto a covered area. This is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Hi, Richard. Thank you for being here. The ball gown. Yes. I know, I don't know if you guys know, but Lean Mean Machine Megan Narcissus did this, and I cannot stop laughing. This is right on point. She looks just like one of Cinderella's ugly stepsisters. But the only thing is that Megan's fatty is not in the back, it's in the front instead. Oh dear, my friends. But I honestly, I wanted to say this before I jump off. I think what Harry and Meghan have done here is very disrespectful to the royal family. But I feel like we this should be expected of Harry and Meghan, my friends, because if you guys remember when Prince Philip was laying in hospital, dying, nearing the end of his life, Harry and Meghan released that BS Oprah special, right? And then you get when the Queen was ill and dying. What did they do? They released the Netflix Wine-a-thon. And now that Prince Charles is going in for surgery, they go and Prince Harry goes and poses with the Jamaican president, who is basically an anti monarchist and wants to become, independent of the British. Okay, they haven't done it yet. They're supposed to do it, but it was very disrespectful. And this is something that they always do whenever the royals are not feeling well or if they're having some kind of health issue, or I feel like there could be a big announcement coming down the pipe from Netflix dropping them, and Harry and Meghan could be sticking it to Netflix also. There's so many different variables, but I feel like what they've done is 100% deliberate. I hope that the good people of Jamaica aren't stuck with their bill, because I'm sure they already have other things they need to be paying for instead of these two degenerates who are cosplaying royals, who think that they're royals, but they're not. They just look like two drug addicts going from party to party, whoever will invite them and have them. They're basically like our friend from Netflix said, they're lazy effing grifters. This is a really bad look. The fact that you can't say anything about the health and well-being about your father, King Charles, or even anyone in your family just shows how self-absorbed they are. But look, wait when Archie's birthday comes around or when Meghan's birthday comes around. They'll be demanding, well, where are our well wishes for our birthday? They'll be complaining about it. I can't believe it, guys. It's only January 24th, and the first 24 days of this year has been an utter mess, an utter shit show completely. I hope the good people of Jamaica look into this, because I don't trust their prime minister. Very shady. I think that they should look into that. How did they get down there? Who paid for their flights? Who's paying for their accommodations down there? Because Harry and Meghan don't pay for anything themselves. They don't pay for anything. Archie, who? Exactly. More like artificial who. But you guys, I think this latest stunt that Harry and Meghan pulled off just really further shows how vile of a couple they truly are. It just shows that they really don't think about anyone but themselves. They don't care about anyone or anything. And when people are around them, they really don't care about them. I mean, Meghan and Harry clearly think that they are too good for the regular public because look, even when they're walking into an an event, look at how far back they make the regular public walk behind them. Like they're so much better. I swear, if I was down there, I would have paid someone to throw eggs at them. No, but that would be a waste of good eggs now, wouldn't it? This is, like I said, this whole act was a complete middle finger to the royal family. It was a middle finger to Netflix. And honestly, at the end of the day, Charles needs to hurry up, and Parliament, I don't care who it is, I don't want to hear it. Something needs to be done about these two traitors. Because this, like, how low can you go, really? How much of a degenerate can you be? And Susan, you're right. The security guard has been with Harry. He's been with Harry since before Harry's romp in Vegas. That's how long he's been with him. And he's everywhere with Harry. He has his own family too, but he's everywhere with them. He's actually a Met police officer, from what I know, ex-Met police officer. Flirty girl is asking what was the ring she had on. I don't know. I think it was something else, but it wasn't her actual engagement ring. But you guys, with that said, I'm going to get going here because I wanted to keep this short and I've hit the hour mark. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of their so-called alleged surprise appearance in Jamaica. We all know that it wasn't a surprise appearance at all. We know that they definitely crashed the party and no one is inviting them to any parties in North America. So now they have to go to other places like the Caribbean to get invited to something like a premiere, which is kind of pathetic. Did you notice how she didn't have her oogles and oogles of diamonds on? Maybe it's because she was in Jamaica and didn't want to get robbed, you know, being around all those dark-skinned people. But anyways, my friends, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you all have a wonderful day. To my friends that aren't feeling well, I hope you feel better, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Oh, and everyone who sent a super chat or a super sticker, I appreciate it. You don't have to do anything like that, but you do. The fact that you guys are just here during the live means more than anything to me. Make sure you hit the like button, my friends, and I will catch you in the next one. Stay gorgeous, my lovelies. Take care. Bye.